Robin Williams' week was always going to bring us here, even if he's only in 2 of these 4 films. That's right, 4 Aladdin films. If I had a genie, I'd use one of my 3 wishes on making sure there's only 3 Aladdin films, but Return to Jafar still exists. What can you do? I'll tell you what I can do. I can show you the world in 10 seconds flat without messing up your hair. Is that right, Aladdin? Okay, cheeky boy. Let's go ahead and rank some Aladdin movies.
Group hug. Ooh, you mind if I kiss the monkey? Ooh, hairball.
Walt Disney Pictures' Aladdin. The movie USA Today gives 4 stars.
Never had a friend like me.
Aladdin was released in 1992 amidst the greatest run of cinematic releases Disney has ever had, which is hella saying something. And it's about a young man left to fend for himself in the streets of Agrabah, where the Sultan's daughter feels trapped inside the palace and where his advisor is plotting to take over the throne. Sultans are chosen hereditarily, right? It goes to Jasmine next, so Jafar probably should have given up the idea of becoming a sultan at the same age most little girls give up the dream of becoming a princess, but you do you, man. So he literally entreats Aladdin to walk into the lion's mouth, into a cave where he can find a lamp, and then a genie comes out of it, and Aladdin basically goes into business for himself because the place is pretty much IKEA, and he picks up some furnishings, and then he just wants to become a prince. That's just what Jafar wants as well. Are they just the same person? Interesting. Anyway, it is a great film. It is one of my probably top 10 favourite Disney films, which is saying something. There's fierce competition there. Robin Williams as Genie is the high point not just of this film, but of all comedic relief side characters in Disney full stop. His story is way more compelling than Aladdin's. Aladdin, rises to become a prince. Yeah, whatever. Genie is ending thousands of years of enslavement here. It's a fantastic Disney musical, romance, adventure film, terribly annoying video game. That fucking Jafar snake. Ooh. But it is great. And it feels like it treads the line between genders. It feels like young boys and young girls could love this and watch this over and over again in equal measure. Which isn't true for a lot of Disney films, yeah, But still, I am giving A Whole Nude World 83 out of 100. Because definitely those clothes would fly off at that speed on the magic carpet. The human body couldn't handle that.
Walt Disney Home Video presents the first all-new Disney animated movie produced exclusively for video.
All right, carpet, let's go.
A new adventure with Aladdin. Disney's The Return of Jafar.
I have much disdain for The Return of Jafar, as everyone should. It's a crock of shit, yeah. It was meant to be the pilot for the new Aladdin animated series, so it's no surprise, really, that they couldn't get Robin Williams back. They got Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer Simpson, who's great, but he's not Genie. There are songs that are really bad. Iago's the protagonist. Iago is the protagonist of this film. It's all about his redemption arc, turning into a good guy, rejecting Jafar at the beginning, and then he ends Jafar at the end. And they wanted to make him a good guy because they were going into this animated series, and apparently the carpet, Genie, and Apu aren't enough sidekicks for Aladdin. Yeah, whatever. The whole plot is about Abbas Mal, who is a thief, who's a really crap villain, just awful. And he finds Jafar's lamp, lets him out, becomes his master, but Jafar manipulates him into getting rid of Aladdin, basically chucks him off a cliff Aragorn style, and then he comes right back. It's fine, because the film's only 63 minutes long, so they really had to move along very quickly. It's not good. I wish a lot of this hadn't happened. It's just awful. It's just really bad. And I'm giving Jafar, wherever you are, 35 out of 100.
Wow. They're finally getting married.
We're finally getting married.
I'm finally getting married.
Let's get married at the party.
Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
But they did eventually come back, Disney Toon Studios, to get a proper chance at making a sequel with Aladdin and the King of Thieves, which is more of a finale to the animated show, and it features Aladdin's dad, a whole cult of thieves, which is basically Assassin's Creed meets Skyrim, and it's got Aladdin and Jasmine's wedding as a centerpiece. It's got Robin Williams as Genie again. There are songs that are okay, and Kasim is a damn fine looking man. John Rhys Davies plays him, very sexy, yeah. Basically, the whole story revolves around the 40 thieves arriving at Aladdin and Jasmine's wedding. They break it up, and then Aladdin finds out from this oracle that his dad is among them. He tracks them down. He finds out his dad is the leader of the group, and he's after the hand of Midas, which is this artifact that turns everything it touches into gold. It's also the centerpiece of a story about greed. You might want to read that before you go after it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, it is fine. This is actually probably one of the best Disney Toon Studios films, because that's a low bar, and when you talk about that bar in wider cinema, it's really low, yeah. But it's fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. Robin Williams being back was a big part of the reason this improved again, I feel, yeah. And it got to be more open-ended with where it took people's stories. It felt the whole time during the animated show, as much as I only vaguely remember it, that Iago didn't really belong in the group. So it was kind of nice ending for him. It was a bit of a weird ending for Kasim. But it was nice that Aladdin and Jasmine got to go and see the world at the end. I think that was a good ending to pick for them. And I'm giving The Princess Bride 51 out of 100. And 2019, a little live-action remake, because those Disney boys, they love to do them. And I've talked about why these are a load of shit in the past. The music, the music in the Disney live-action remakes is god-awful generally. And characters, they just annoy me, where they take them. But this is one of the best ones, okay? And I am normally on board with a lot of the changes or additions to story that they make, and that's a major aspect, because this is close to being an hour longer than the animated film, so there was a lot they needed to add in to make up that runtime. Making Will Smith's Genie having his own story, adding in Jasmine's handmaiden, which gives you another female character, which is nice. They were sparse. And then adding in a lot more about in Jasmine's empowerment as well. It was all the right decisions in terms of story. And Jasmine and Aladdin's characters, Mena Massoud and Naomi Scott, were really well cast. And I felt like those emotions were real. I felt like they had a lot of great chemistry. So I felt like the romance aspect went up. It's maybe better this time around. The music isn't as good, though I do love Speechless, Jasmine's new song. Really well done. The rehashes of the other ones, they're better in this than I find them to be in a lot of the other remakes. God, the music in the Jungle Book live-action remake. Generally, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the romance as well between Will Smith and Nessa Betrad. I thought that character was really interesting to add in. It worked well. And I feel like Will Smith's Genie, I wanted to shit on it. As soon as I heard the casting, I saw the trailer, I wanted to shit on it. And I can't, because they made it different enough as a character that it works. And his songs are different enough to Ron Williams. They don't feel like rehashes. It feels like its own original new story. It wanted to do something extra. Jafar was crap this time around. That is true. Guy Ritchie doesn't really feel suited to this type of film. But it worked well enough. He did what he needed to do here. It was forward-thinking. It was well done. It did what it needed to do. And I want to watch this one again. Which I really can't say coming out of most of the Disney live-action remakes. No, not at all, really. But I do think it was a clearer actual ending for their story than the animated one gave, because it was setting up already for animated shows. It is weird they're now developing a sequel for this, and we're not really looking forward to that, but that's fine. I'm giving The Fresh Princess 77 out of 100. Why? They entirely tied up the story. Are they actually doing like King of Thieves? You know, I'd kind of be on board with a live-action version of the King of Thieves. I think that could probably work. No, don't bring Jafar back, though. Don't do like a Return Jafar scenario. Nobody wants that. That was a bad Jafar. Didn't like him. Subscribe.